Okay, in this video we're going to put the Motorola ATRIX versus the Motorola XOOM tablet head-to-head in round 2 between these two devices. Now, a lot of you guys had a lot of great input on my previous video, and you mentioned that the Motorola ATRIX phone probably bested the XOOM tablet because of the larger screen real estate and the greater screen resolution on the Motorola XOOM. So thanks for those remarks, and we're going to keep that in mind even though we're going to do one more benchmark between the two devices. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to check out the browser on both devices. Okay, I have both browsers brought up on both devices here, and the first thing that you'll notice is the difference in the keyboards. This is a stock Android experience. It's Android Honeycomb 3.0, and this over here is Moto Blur. It's a Moto Blur Skin, Motorola's Skin for Android, and this is running Android 2.2.1 Froyo. So you notice the difference in the keyboards there. So what we're going to do in this test is we're going to try and test the speed of the browser. Both are running on Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi network here. But the key thing in this test is that we're actually going to try out the voice-to-text search on both devices. On Honeycomb, you have Google's stock voice-to-text or voice search function on there. On the Motorola ATRIX, you have Vlingo, which does the voice-to-text translation. So they both have mics here. I'm going to press on those mics. I'm going to speak something into both devices and see how quick it takes the devices to look up what I'm asking for and how accurate it does it. So let's see if I can get this both at the same time here. ASUS transformer. Okay, the XOOM was quicker and it was accurate. It got ASUS transformer. The ATRIX got the transformer with an exclamation point. So maybe that was a little too colloquial. There's even dispute on how to say that word. It used to be officially ASUS. Now they're saying it's ASUS. So I don't know, whatever. We're going to try something a little less colloquial, something that can't be mistaken. And we're probably going to try something that's a little more timely here. Let's look up, well, let me press a button and you can check it out for yourself. Revolution in Libya. They both got revolution in Libya, which is cool. And I'm going to, you know what, I have Google Search Instant on the XOOM. I'm probably going to have to turn that off. So let me go up here and turn it off, and that way this won't look it up as I'm asking it and make things a little more fair here. So let's try this again. Alright, let's try one more thing that's easy to understand, no problems. Both of them are using Wi-Fi and no instant search. Puggle. Okay, the XOOM was quicker on the lookup, the voice-to-text, the voice search. Now let's see which is quicker to actually look it up. Try and hit both of these at the same time. Okay, the XOOM was quicker. Now let's check out the Wikipedia article on Puggles, both at the same time. Now let me see if I can hit these identically so I don't run into any problems here. Okay, it appears like the XOOM is quicker, even though the ATRIX is using the mobile version of Wikipedia. Let's see if we can get the regular desktop view. And we're going to test the pinch to zoom next. Now it looks like the actual voice-to-text and browser performance is quicker on the XOOM than it is on the ATRIX, even though the innards of both machines are pretty much identical, minus the battery and of course the resolution, the screen resolution. That's probably because of stock Android versus skimmed Android. Now let's try the pinch to zoom on this and see how they work. They're both very responsive. as you would expect. Very nice. So very comparable on the pinch to zoom. One thing that Moto Blur does add is that bounce that some people like and some people don't like. Now, since we're in the browser, let's check flash performance. Okay, this is my YouTube channel on both devices here, and we're going to check flash performance on them. And I actually have the sound running, so I hope this doesn't get too annoying. But I'm going to play this video that I have, which is an unboxing video. I'm going to play them. Hopefully I'm going to hit it at the same time, and we'll see the performance of the flash playing on both devices. Okay, it's a little quicker over here. I'm going to turn the sound down so it doesn't get too annoying. Okay, what we have. Smooth on both devices. Looks great. Let's try the pinch to zoom here. Okay, it works. Let's try it over here. Works nicely. Performance seems nice on both devices. Now the next thing I'm going to do is another benchmark test. Now, like I said before, a lot of you had feedback on the last benchmark that I did on it, and it's true, the zoom has a bigger screen resolution, so it should slow it down a little bit. But we're going to do a smart benchmark test between the two devices. Again, the innards of both devices, you got a dual-core Tegra 2 processor on both devices. Both devices have 1 GB of desktop quality RAM in it. The only difference is that the zoom has a larger battery and also a larger screen. So we're going to bring up Smart Bench on both devices here, and we're going to try and launch them both at the same time here. Okay, it's a little quicker on the ATRIX, and this app only works in portrait, so I'm going to have to move the zoom. Now we're going to run Smart Bench at the same time on both devices here, and see if the predictable that the ATRIX will be quicker or if the zoom is quicker. Neither device is running a live wallpaper in the back, so that's not going to draw down on performance. We're just going to check this out with no background apps running. Looks like the zoom is a little quicker on this so far. Now, one thing to note with this test is that the zoom was not using the full screen size. It was just using the standard size of, an Android phone here. So that's probably why it might have an edge over here. Let's display the index scores. Okay, on the ATRIX, on the productivity index, it scored 2,826. The Motorola Zoom over here scored on the productivity index 3,448. Over here, the Motorola ATRIX on the Games Index scored 2,356. Over here on the Zoom, it scored 2,454. So the Zoom did much better on this benchmark test than the ATRIX did on this. Now again, this is just mostly for fun. This is a tablet over here, this is a phone over here, you've got different screen resolutions to deal with, and this was not even dealing with the full resolution of the screen. But I thought it'd be interesting just to show you guys the final benchmark that I'm going to do between these two devices. Okay, the next test is the accelerometer. Now I have a picture pulled up on both devices, actually a website, the Wikipedia website on Poggles here, and they're both devices are in portrait mode. Let's move into landscape and see which one, if either one, is quicker. Okay, ATRIX was quicker. ATRIX was quicker again. Let's try it one more time. ATRIX, ATRIX. So the accelerometer on the ATRIX is quicker in this demonstration here. Okay, I saved the best for last. I'm going to do a speed test between both devices, but I'm not going to use Wi-Fi. Over here you have AT&T, over here you have Verizon, both 3G. Well, actually, this is what AT&T considers their 4G, but it's not legit 4G. It's not the LTE 4G. It's the HSPA plus 4G. And I don't know if you've been following it or not, but the Motorola ATRIX doesn't have the full use of the upload speeds of the 4G right now. Supposedly that's coming in April. So this will be an interesting test between the two devices. So let's go to speed test. Now, one thing to note, speed test is always, you could do it on the same device 2 times in a row and you're going to get a different result. But, this is going to give us an idea of the speed test of AT&T's network versus Verizon's network in my area. Your area might vary, but it's going to be an interesting test nonetheless. So let's see if we can hit speed test at the same time on both devices. Brought it up pretty much at the same time, and we're actually going to do this test at the same exact time. Now, so far the speed test was able to be done. The begin test button appeared quicker on the Zoom than it did on the ATRIX. Let's see if we can hit this at the same time and see what the results are. All right, very similar in download speeds. This is 3G over here. This is what AT&T considers 4G. Now I have 3 out of 5 bars here, just so you know, but this is the HSPA plus over here. Okay, the upload speeds are different, but let me just tell you right now with the download speed. The download speed on the ATRIX was 1821 kilobytes per second. The speed on the Motorola Zoom is 1891 kilobytes per second. So Verizon in this test was 70 kilobits per second faster on the download. The upload speed over here on the ATRIX was 278 kilobits per second. The upload speed on the Motorola Zoom with Verizon was 512 kilobits per second. So a little less than twice as fast on the uploads on the Zoom with Verizon 3G. I can only imagine when this device gets upgraded to 4G, hopefully that's soon, but how fast the speeds are going to be then. So that does it for this test, round 2, between the Motorola Zoom and the Motorola ATRIX. If you missed test number 1, check my channel. I have a lot of videos there of these devices. I have a lot of other videos up there listed as well. So that pretty much does it for this video. I will see you next time.